Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Hydragons Breath Bow Wow, welcoming you back to another Archon's Adventures, the Kings of Undermountain. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another lovely 5e campaign. I am oh so extremely excited to say that if you saw our announcement a couple of days or weeks ago, depending upon when you are watching this, we are finally able to begin our next 5e campaign. It's been a pleasure prepping this for you guys. It's been more of a pleasure prepping it for our lovely players, but if you will humor me, for those of you who haven't gone back and watched our actual starter video, I will do a quick recap of the occurrences. Here is the introduction as our players received it. Between the Moonshay Islands and Lantan, out in the trackless sea to the west of Faerun, a vast plume of white steam has been sighted. Like a whale spout, the beacon of volcanic ash has confirmed the existence of a hitherto new and unknown island chain, far away from any visible landmass. Unmarked up to this point and apparently uninhabited for over 200 years before that, the first individuals of Faerunic origins to arrive on the island dubbed it Mistmoor. After the huge layer of steam and fluffy clouds licked up by coastal winds that wrapped around the island mountain chain like a fluffy cloak. Those original dwarven prospectors, hoping for a source of volcanic resources, such as gold and gemstones, were initially disappointed by evidence showing that the vast plume was merely the final gasp of the chain's last ancient volcano. After some swift exploration, however, they found what seemed like a miracle: dwarven ruins, only a few hundred years old, within the largest mountain on the largest island in the chain. These ruins showed evidence of violence, toppled towers and crumbling facades over the edge of the mountain's rim. So our prospectors proceeded with caution, only to find silence and a deep, dark sinkhole in the heart of the old city that they have confirmed as an entrance to the Underdark. Now, the newly formed Clan Cord, with its young king Brenoir, his brother Braithwick, and their mother, Invidia Faintess, have claimed the entire island and everything beneath it, not only setting out with a large number of dwarven friends, but also with a smaller number of human and other associated fellows who have all joined on to the cause of colonizing Mistmoor and making it a homeland for this new dwarven clan. Our players have come in order to achieve the riches likely entailed in such an endeavor. Helping out a new dwarven clan is often worth quite a lot of money, and hey, it's good work for quite a few of them. And so, with this opportunity, drawing people from Faerun and beyond, they have been invited in. Now, for those of you who didn't watch our introduction, this is going to be a mostly Underdark campaign. I will be updating things on this map here, but this shows you the levels at which we'll be working. There's the surface city, this map here, which is Utgard, the mountain, this volcanic cone. Then the Grey Zone, which is the old interior city, the old mine shafts of the dwarven dwellings. Most of them have fallen apart, etc., etc., and then there are 3 levels to our Underdark. Do not worry, we will have extra player maps and all that good stuff coming for you in the future. But first, let's actually turn to our players. It's only been a couple of days since our fellows have actually arrived at Utgard itself, and they see the very, very beginnings of this dwarven city. There are quite a few buildings that have been put up, mostly prefabs, as you can see here. Places like the royal apartments, guardhouses, various small dwellings, the small town of Greenfoam outside on the coast near to the ramshackle docks that have been put up, a pump house for fresh water, a set of billets for working areas, and the lovely but very, very homely Workhorse Inn, along with a small temple. As they have come here looking for the offer to go plunder the Underdark in exchange for money, they have finally been directed to the exterior of the working area, currently by the mines. Again, looking at this map, it is about here. So, the individual that they have been sent to meet is a sour-looking and red-faced at the moment dwarf who's been working in with some of the gang crews breaking rock for the new mine. He's referred to as Terrence Fullbottle, and his technical title, as he declares loudly to the group as they arrive, and once they are all there, is Undersecretary of Contractual Communities, Terrence Fullbottle at your service. I have been informed that you've all received a monikered copy, or a copy to be prived upon, to be written out by yourselves, to be signed, as they say, a copy of your contracts. If that happens to be correct, I would appreciate taking back those copies and having them notarized. You'll be receiving a signed letter of reception from the royal apartments by likely next Tuesday. It's been very, very busy, and I was hoping that you've all read your contracts. I am here, at least for the next few hours, but in the meantime, these were the initial things that came up. And he passes off to you a short to-do list, as you can see on the screen right now. He says, now, Well, it's all well and good to say just go into the Underdark. We can't be having people just mucking about and getting murdered and taking up resources just to be found a couple of months later murdered in some tunnel somewhere. So you are requested to complete a few surface level activities before you go down any further, endangering your lives. So in the meantime, before you come back and I get some reports on your good deeds, the instructions from the House of Cord has been quite clear. Be useful. And, again, if you have any questions, you can just deliver it towards me. Push it up forward for me, folks. And he turns back towards the mine, clearly about to get himself back to being busy, before turning around one last time just to make sure and says, oh, and a copy of your contracts, if you please. Hand them over. Let's start with you first. And he points to the closest individual, and that would be Sparty. He says, you, what's your name, and could you pass yours ahead for me, and any last-minute questions before I get back to my work?
My character steps forward and introduces himself. Hello, my name is Salem Pliskin. Here you go.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Pliskin. And no questions, I see, Mr. And he, looks over you a little bit. Could you describe your character for me, please?
Sure. He stands at a little bit tall for an elf, about 5'10", and he has this kind of golden skin befitting of a high elf. Generally kind of brownish eyes, brownish hair.
Okay.
Pretty unassuming looking overall. Belts and buckles everywhere. Some knives, rapier, a small cape off the right side of his shoulder.
And we will be getting visual references for them in a bit. All right.
Yeah.
So you hand over your contract. He takes it, looks over to the next person in line, and let's get it from, if I could, Raptor, please.
A much shorter figure walks up, about 3 foot in height, with a large hood over his head, but not covering the front of his snout, which is most notably reptilian and kind of knotted at the nose. He looks up and he sees a kobold. Hello, my name is Eric. Here's the paper. And he hands up to him a very crumpled, albeit properly signed, contract.
You see Terrence pull the contract out to try and flatten it, and there's just a small circular inset that looks like a bite mark, and he looks down at you, look up at the bite mark, nods and says, actually kind of impressed that you were able to sign it. It's not common that you see kobolds that are able to write and read. You were able to read it, correct?
Oh yes, I've had much practice, and looking at the signs in Waterdeep, yes.
That's good and all, but you understand the actual agreement. You don't want to be taking advantage of anyone now. You know your labor and the law and the making sure we're not stealing anything. We're all aware of that.
Yes, many opportunities here. Yes, is what I came for.
Yes, plenty of opportunities. And there's a small shuffling at his ankle, and he looks down, and a small, feral-looking, about 3 foot long, scraggly black creature covered in scales is poking at his shin with its snout.
No, shut up. Back here.
The small thing hisses like a cat and backs off a little bit. It is remarkably still just a tiny bit smaller than you are, but only in the chest. It is considerably longer than you if it laid out flat, but again, it holds itself very much like a large black cat. It has a stretch of cloth wrapped around its midsection as if to keep it warm. You know those things that are worn by, naked sphinx cats? Like a little throaty or a hoodie? Something similar to that. Alright, Terrence full bottle nods and says, well, if there's no questions from the two of you, I'll be taking those. And click, takes both of the pieces of paper, hooks them onto a pseudo clipboard. It's kind of just like a 2x4 with some pins in it. And turns down the line to a very tall glass of water, as they say, and looks very much up at several degrees higher than his height and asks, Oh, I remember you. It's good to see you, Judas. Did you sign the paper?
Hold on. Indeed, I did. This 5'5" stature, fairly young looking fishman Triton hands over the signed paper to the man.
Much appreciated, and you were able to read it, and no problems, of course. You know, your volunteering is really bit of help around here. We appreciate it.
Of course, I wish to build good relations with your oncoming people. I see great benefit with us working together.
Oh, you're making great headway. So, all taken care of, all good. Tucks that one back in, heads over down the line again to Thorin. He doesn't really look at Thorin. He kind of looks at a place in the air slightly above Thorin's head and just holds out a hand, doesn't say anything.
Appreciate it. Say we're gonna be teaming with that thing. What is that? Pointing to the kobold.
He completely ignores you and takes the paper.
Well, good talk, then. Let's have more.
Yep. Do you have any questions? I assume you don't have any questions. All right.
Well, I don't think he'd answer me.
Sorry, I was muted. No, is what you call a dog. Yes.
That's a
You're a dog.
No,
That's a dog?
I is not a dog. She is a dog.
Then what are you?
Is his kobold.
What the? What is a kobold?
The dog, quote unquote, cranes its head around to look at Ulrich.
Is like dragon, but very small. You know.
Well, very, very cool.
Small dragon.
Good for you. Look forward to working with you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
And then also-
Terrence, if you were curious, I can read this.
He has already moved on to the last in line, and he actually, I don't think, no, he wouldn't know Mallow's name. And he turns to Mallow, the last in the group, probably one of the taller individuals here, I think, at the moment. Other than, sorry, one of the tallest ones other than Salem, and looks up towards you, Dale, and says, "No questions? I know that you're coming from quite a distance, so we're happy to have you as well."
I thank you for having me, Secretary Fullbottle. I do have one question. If possible, I understand if it is not, as he is a busy man. Could you make for me an appointment to see Braithwaite? I wish to see him again. It has been some time.
Braithwaite and appointments are a bit like fish and thunderstorms. It's not really fun to do one with the other. I will tell you, once he's got a little bit of time under his belt, he'll probably have the opportunity to go carousing about the bars. Best chance to get him and get to speak to him is there. When he's in the royal apartments, he's asleep, 9 times out of 10. The other option that you could have is, he does have a private house, but it's not really one that I can give you an appointment to. Private domicile, all that kind of thing.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll let him know if you would like that you wanted to see him.
I appreciate this, Mr. Fullbottle.
Perfect.
I do have one other question. When it comes to those things that we're doing around here, is there any sort of time limit to these?
It's entirely up to you. You can take plenty of time. Highly recommend taking some of these before others. This is all surface stuff, you understand. So it's not really a pressing societal concern. More of just people giving some problems first, and, we don't know you quite yet. I mean, we know you. Some of us have heard about you through Braithwaite, but not exactly a reputable individuals in some cases. And he throws a very clear look towards Thorin.
Wait, sorry, what did you say?
No, it wasn't directed at you, other than a very dirty look being directed at you.
What did he say though before that?
He said we don't know all of you. We don't know all of you, and we don't necessarily know if there are any disreputable individuals already here. So, these are smaller things. It doesn't really matter what order you do them in, and you can take as much time as possible between them. It's just if you want to get down to the Underdark and start getting paid a little bit more quickly, I'd recommend you run through them as quickly as you can. If that's the end of the questions, I am kind of busy here, and he goes back to go pick up a pickaxe.
In which case, I go over to pet the dog, as it will.
What are you doing?
I'm petting the dog. I am.
Well, I don't think Mr. Cold Shoulder would answer my questions even if I had any.
It doesn't seem like he would.
He seems to have something against you. I am Malo.
I don't know what I did.
What's your AC there, Mr. Mallow?
My AC is 18.
Yeah, this adorable little dog, quote-unquote, opens up its mouth, and you can see that the internals of its throat and tongue are pitch black. There isn't a single part of this creature that isn't black as sin. The interior of its mouth kind of clamps around your hand, kind of how yappy dogs do when they're, like, too weak to bite you, but also they're trying to let it know that they're trying to bite you. So it doesn't hurt, but it's also pretty obvious that this dog is not very friendly.
No, shut up. And the kobold's gonna say a few quick lines in Draconic to the dog.
Go ahead. What does your Draconic sound like, dog?
Oh.
My Draconic is ready. I don't know what to tell you.
I'll need them to hear it.
Yeah, just say it in Draconic.
I can't talk. We'll figure this out later.
Well, say it in character in Draconic, and then you can text me what you want to say.
I don't know Draconic.
Well, just make fucking dragon noises. That's what Draconic sounds like to outside people. Dude,
I don't know what dragons sound like.
Désolé, sir. My apologies about the intrusion.
It's okay. You stay back.
Will do.
Sorry, I'll silence myself.
I am Malo de Leon. My apologies about intruding on your pet, if I may call it that.
It's fine. It's okay.
Little guy
thank
seems
you.
like a feisty little bastard.
She is.
Well, many hands make light work. Should we work together on these, or would you like to work on these yourselves?
Well,
Personally, I don't have much preference.
Understandable.
I guess we're all here.
Why not?
Eric hesitates for a moment and nods.
I mean, we're already all on a first name basis. I'm assuming you would share each other.
Yes.
You're Mallow, right? That's what you said.
Yes. Should I
Glad
give
to
a
meet you.
Should I give a quick description of what he looks like?
Yes, I would recommend that you guys all make sure you are doing in-character intros, and also, if you haven't physically described yourself, please do so.
Malo stands at about 6 feet tall. He is covered in chainmail with a tabard over that is green and white. On his head there is a helmet that is interlinked with chainmail to cover most of his face. From what you can see of his skin, it is a roughly almond color, mainly around his eyes, which are green.
Cool.
Wow.
The only other non-descriptions I think we have are from Piper, and I think Aiden. I think Judas got like, I'm just a young Triton fishman, but if you'd like to add more detail to that, that's your option. And Thorin, I apologize. I did steal your chance to describe. So let's do Thorin first, and then Judas.
A young, standing at about 5'3" with a hood and rather long hair that covers his eyes. Thorin, a little bit scruffy looking, dwarven character. Yeah.
Alright, so my turn?
Yeah.
Apart from being Triton, bluish green scales with a swept back seaweed-esque hair, he holds a fine scale mail, or no, it isn't scale, it's leather, isn't it? It's a fine, some type of sea creature leather dyed to his tribe's coloring, which is a real cyan blue with a white, opaque, almost like an off blue white stripe down the center. He carries
Opalescent?
Thank you. Yeah, fairly opalescent, like it's been shined with some type of fish oil. On his side, he keeps a fairly well-made just saber. In all regards, very obviously crustacean-esque in its handling and shells, but it has a real metal blade forged. And he keeps a nice small shield behind him, or off on his side as well. His arms and his sides, which are uncovered from the armor, you can tell are draped in animal sigil tattoos. And
That's badass.
Alrighty, sorry. I apologize. It's always a little rough with character intros. My bad. But yes, so the list, your to-do list is here. I'm not sure if anyone can everyone read that, or do we need help with that?
On.
I can make it a little bigger. I can also make it a darker.
Perfectly readable.
Yeah, that's good.
Also, hey DM, it's cool that we're throwing on our names on the Discord now.
Oh, please, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did that. I just did that.
Very proud of you. Keep going.
All right then. It seems that
Pretty interesting list we've got here. Anybody have any ones they'd like to tackle first?
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting right to the Underdark, but if we need to do things above ground, then I can work with that.
What graveyard was desecrated? Out of curiosity, do we know anything more than just graveyard? Is it like a sheet? Like, is there anything else on the sheet of paper, like in descriptions for any of them, or is what we see what our characters see? Hey, DM.
What you see is what your character sees.
Okay, cool.
And so in specific, just because it is outlined a little weird because it's from my brain, it's the name of the person giving the quest, and then it's at the location that they're at. If you'd like a quick map, I have one. Ta-da! You are here at the mines, specifically. I believe I can draw on this, can't I? No, I cannot, because Google Slides is cringe. But if you'd like to do a history about any of these things in general, I would allow it from you, Judas, alone, because you fucking live here.
Yeah, can I do a history on the graveyard? On what graveyard it could be? Or where
Yes,
it could be?
go right ahead on graveyard. Give me a history. First roll of the campaign, kids. First roll of the campaign.
What is that? What does a 19 get me, if
19?
anything?
A 19, whoever's moving around in your chair, mute yourselves. A 19 will get you enough information that you can pretty much figure out that this must be a new thing. Because as far as you were aware, graveyard, like a permanent graveyard, was never established on the island. If you'll remember, your people, the Tritons, didn't really get that there was another civilization here before you guys were here. And until these other dwarves showed up, you were like, there's people elsewhere, apparently. So if there's a graveyard that was here, you don't really know where it is. But apparently this guy came across one, and if it is one that's new, and you haven't seen it, it means it's probably not along the coast. It might be somewhere up on the mountain, because your people very, very rarely have any reason to go hiking in the mountain.
I, of course, second the graveyard. That is, at the very least, piqued my interest. For as long as I've been here, I know of none set up.
You've been here before.
Oh yes, I've lived on or at least in the waters of the island my whole life. I can't ever recall it. I don't ever recall a graveyard anywhere around, so it must be an ancient one up in the mountains.
All right.
It also does give you the location, as in you can go find the person and talk to them. That's kind of the point. Sorry.
Well then, I guess we.
Decide.
Yes.
I don't have any qualms.
Well, let us be about our mortifying business then.
Alrighty, so as you guys walk through the remainder of Mistmore, I get to do a first look at the city itself. And I need that lovely map. You guys are heading, as the map states, towards the Billets, which is just a little bit further north of you, speaking with Norwich Roughtoes. That is the individual who brought in the desecrated graveyard information. So, a quick first look at the city itself. Mistmore's great island did not remain uninhabited for long after its initial finding. Quickly, local species, like Judas, paths and ranges for goats and runs for fish and fresh water were found or created to support the ultimate goal of the Mountain of Utgard. The old entrance to the Dwarven city, believed to be ravaged and abandoned around the year 1200 DR, was discovered, overgrown with vines and fallen rubble. The interior has now been cleared of nearly half the ruins and debris, and it has been re-inhabited. 15 large buildings, some scattered storage and work areas, along with the beginnings of organized salvage teams, have begun to operate in and amongst the city itself. The mountain consists of a 2-mile irregular circle with hewn black volcanic rock, with the top opened by a 100-foot wide hole reinforced with ancient lead-bound stones. Beneath this hole is the portal to the lower workings and eventually to the Underdark, with ancient stone steps heading down towards the old underground ruins of previous dwarven civilization. We are heading towards the billets. Was that alright at that time? Sorry.
Yeah. Also, hey DM, there is also one thing I kind of forgot to mention about the character. As we're walking, everybody would probably notice, slung across his back, a black lute.
A musician of sorts.
It's been a while, but yes.
Might I ask, what is that contraption you have on your back?
It's a lute.
What does it do?
It plays music. Well, it plays music when I, how does one describe a lute? It's a musical instrument.
I can assume you pluck at the strings, but I can't say I've ever seen one before.
Yes, I pluck at the strings and it makes sound. I hold down one of the strings and I can affect how that sound resonates. Whatever you'd say.
Interesting. Perhaps in a moment when we're free, we can show me anything you know on it. I promise.
Only if you're paying. I don't do shows for free.
Understandable. Back.
Wow, tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
back on. Sorry.
Unironically. Sorry.
Would you like me to go first?
Yes, please.
Back in Luskan, we had fiddlers who would come from the boats. They would often play occasionally and even go out to Maiden's Lake, but it was quite a journey.
Yes, I got this. Got this from a friend.
Yeah, so back in my hometown of Dwarves, of course, we heard many a tune from a lute.
All right. So with that, I will. With Jesus Christ. With that, so the billets. There are 10 of them. They are the basic housing along the quote-unquote long districts. So you can see here that most of the internal structure of Utgard City is kind of like a big eye. There's one road that heads towards the exit, and at the other end, the pump house. And then it goes around the middle in kind of a big eye shape, with the royal apartments at one side and the temple at the other. The billets are basically housing for a majority of the population at the moment. There are 10 of them. Each holds roughly 100 people apiece, so they are relatively long, relatively bulky. They're mostly just beds. The reference that I have for them is kind of like an old mining house or a boarding house for a mine. They're very, very inexpensive. As you walk around during the day, especially the early morning, which it currently is sometime about 7 to 8 a.m., there's not a lot of people out here, kind of just older women, a couple of younger kids or students or something walking around. Basically anyone who isn't contractual or is unemployed, quote-unquote, who's still with the clan, is hanging around Billet Row. And you would see an individual who you would probably identify from the description that's given on the note as Norwich Roughtoes. The best way to describe this individual would basically be, and I'm gonna control F real quick so that I can find the right tab. Roughtoes. Boom. Yeah. See, I was trying to find a way that I could instantly move through tabs without having to do the thing, and apparently I could tap on them. So Norwich Roughtoes is sitting around on a relatively large, stuffy chair with a half-empty bottle of wine and a completely empty bottle of wine, and he is drinking calmly in the early morning.
I believe it is 5 o'clock somewhere, at least.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah.
Why, hello there, fellow dwarf.
Hi, who are you? What are you? Oh, and he sees, like, not dwarves other than the one, and and says, "Oh, you're contractors, right? Contract people. You're here for the message. Whatever. They told me that you'd come by.
Yes.
Cool." And he looks down at the kobold and the dog and says, "Cool fucking dog, mate."
What? Thank you.
Yeah. So it's like this. I was walking around in the middle of the day, and I could swear to you, I don't know how I ended up there. I was walking along the hills outside the front gate for perfectly legitimate reasons, catch myself a breath of the air and things like that. And oi presto, I come across this long strip of turf been cut out of the interior up there on some ridgeline, and there was a little stone house, looked very old, kind of broken down, and there were graves up there. A bunch of them was busted open, some of them were cracked, it looked like a couple of the doors had been pulled off, and I could swear to you, there were broken bones with teeth marks on them. It was a grisly sight. I had never heard of somebody putting up anybody there, but we've only been here a couple of weeks, so I can't imagine anyone's died who needed burying yet.
Is there anything
Curious.
else that you...
Sorry, I didn't hear that at all. Which one of you said something?
Oh, I think it was... Thorin was also trying to say something.
Oh, I curious.
Would there be anything else that you have noticed about these graves? They had teeth marks. The bones had teeth marks.
Yeah, bones broken open with teeth marks on them. A house had all been busted up and busted it in. It smelled weird too. It was like, how do I say? You know when like an old lady dies, and I've been in lots of old dead ladies' houses. Don't ask about why. I have a very legitimate reason. But when you're in their houses after they've died, it smells both like old woman perfume and also like death at the same time. It was like that. Really strong perfume, smell of death.
And how close did you get to this
Well,
scene?
Close enough that I felt like I needed some of this. And he holds up a metal flask marked with an icon of Helm on it, but not so close as I lost any of my imbibements. And he holds up the half-empty bottle of wine and continues drinking.
Well, you must have been pretty close if you saw the bite marks on the bones.
Well, yeah, they were scattered everywhere. I figured out it was actually something dangerous because I stepped on one and almost fell over into another pile of them. But it must have been, well, like 8 or 10 bodies of something. Might have been people, could have been people. I'm not really a bone expert.
With it being a graveyard, I think it would be logical to believe that they would be rather people of some kind.
He looks
And
up at
if I
you.
may-
Sorry, he looks up and interrupts you again, pretty rudely, and says, "Are you Southern? You look a little brown."
I am from Luskan, and just like you, I worship Helen.
Oh, this isn't. And he like turns around and thinks, "I'm not a priest anymore. This is just here. I mean, you might need it more than me." And he hands over, gestures with the flask for you to take it. May the last of whatever holy blessings the gods ever gave me go with it. Take it here. Here's holy water. Might be helpful. I don't know if you can consecrate graves. Oh, I was just asking because you look kind of swart, and I'm from Chult, actually. That's there's a lot of folks look like that up there.
I have never been. I've only ever been. The closest to a large city besides this is Luskan, but it is.
Ah, yeah.
Right.
Alaskan's an established place. Chult, lovely place. It's a jungle, see? Hot, spicy, lovely food and people. Godless wasteland otherwise. Horrible place to set up a church. Worst decision of my life. So, you're in better company now. And hey, Luskan's not a bad place. If this fails, you can always go there.
I might, but I wish for this to succeed as much as anybody.
I'm glad to see you're hopeful. I once knew a chap of your type, and he settles down into his chair, clearly about to launch into a back in my day story. He's a young fella, another paladin, is some there or other god. He went by and chilled with me. We were out in the woods and exploring and adventure. This story continues onward through the rest of the bottle of wine. So if anybody else wants to progress beyond Mr. Rough Toes,
well, it's been great talking to you, Mr. Rough Toes.
Yeah, we'll check back with you.
Yes, no, go check that out right away. Yeah.
I would stay longer, Mr. Rough Toes, but my party wishes to go.
Of course, take your time. It's a couple hours hike up to the peak anyway, and I'm always here. Not got much else to do. Already getting tongue-tied, and it's like 8:30 in the morning.
Well, he is in good spirits. Shall we go?
Yes.
Seems like what to do.
Indeed.
Okay, so we progress onward.
Yes.
Yes,
Alrighty.
sir.
So, as you guys head, as he says, out of the mouth of the city, which, for reference, there is a pretty large guardhouse or gatehouse, but it's kind of been thrown together. It's a lot of, like, concrete or rock blocks, basically, cemented in place to create a rough barrier or barricade between the exterior and the interior of the mountain. But once you get to the outside, those of you who have seen it before, which is basically everyone who came in here, but those of you who are more familiar, like Judas, would see that it is a gorgeous day outside. Mistmore, for all that it has kind of a dingy interior in this ruined city, the exterior is absolutely beautiful. It is tropical, and there's high clouds and very high sun inclination, and kind of Bahamas and or South Florida-esque. But you hike your way up through the hot sun until you eventually come across the area that he was describing. You can see in this graveyard, which again, as he says, is basically just above the gate. I will give you a pinpoint of exactly where it is once we have finished this part of the mission, unless we're doing other missions at the same time, which we're not.
I'm picturing more like Southeast Asia, like tropical, but has mountains still.
Oh, yeah. It is green like that, but it's more like palm trees on one side, carnivorous trees on the other side. So, like, there's oaks and pines on the other side. Again, that's why I said South Florida.
Yeah.
All right. As you get yourselves up to this graveyard, it is, again, as he says, kind of on the shoulder of one of these hills. So if you describe this as, like, the entrance or the cutting to the entrance to Utgard, this being the mountain, it would be up on one of these shoulders. You kind of have a hard time finding it initially, but it is one of the few areas that's clear-cut, as in that the stone has been leveled out and it's just dirt and gravel. And you can immediately see what he's talking about. You can see maybe 24 graves. Most of them have been graven out of stone, and their interiors have been broken open or spilled open, and there are piles of bones all over the ground. There's also a large mortuary house, which is relatively small, but very much in ill repair. The roof looks like it's completely fallen in or partially fallen in. The walls are a little bit damaged, a little bit bulged, and there are no windows, as it is basically a mausoleum.
Shall we inspect the interior?
Indeed.
Sure.
I first want to just investigate the area. Can I
If you'd like to give me a
check on it?
Yes, if you'd like to give me a perception check, you can. By the way, I'm pretty sure the one bleeding over is Piper, because that's what I'm hearing.
I figured
Yeah.
I'll turn it down a little bit.
It is okay. Alright, what'd you get?
17.
17, that's what I like to see. Alright, so just checking around the exterior, this place is dusty. Like, you really get a sense of age, especially from these graves. These are marble stone slabs. They should weigh like a couple 100 pounds apiece, but it looks like the tops, the actual covering to these above ground coffins, have been ripped off or cracked off. No, somebody else is echoing. Has been ripped off or cracked off in some way. That shouldn't really be possible unless it's a very, very strong force pushing off. So this wasn't like the wind or wild animals. In addition to that, the other very noticeable thing is that these bones are ancient. They are dry, white. You do see the same like teeth marks, but they're only on some of the bones that are a lot thicker. So on the bases of skulls, on some of the thigh bones and arm bones. The only other thing that you would notice is that a couple of the graves are not actually the kind that were designed to have a coffin, like not an above-ground stone coffin. Some of them look much newer, and they look like they are dug into the ground instead. They've also been
Could I do-
desecrated and broken open, but there's no bones in them.
Could I do a survival?
I'm going to detect magic.
Okay.
Could I do a survival check to see if they're, to see if it looks like they've been cleaned off by being eaten?
Sure. As for detect magic, you would not see anything obviously magical.
Can I do like a closer inspection on
You cut out there.
what? Can I do it? Can I like more closely inspect the marks on some of the bones, or like try to identify what nature it is?
Yeah, go ahead. That would be a nature check, please.
Yeah, Ilrich's going to do the same,
Ooh, rats.
but he kind of like hunches over the bone a lot to try and get in the shade. He's been looking around, ever since he got here, and he's like rubbing his eyes. He's not having a great time.
Yeah, it's rough out here, man. It's sunny and shiny, and there are very few full trees up on these
Yeah, the
ridge
lack of
lines.
shade is getting to him.
Yeah, it's a lot of like blackstone for real.
Do you mind if I do something in character?
Go right ahead. For those of you who just did your checks, a 6 and a 7 will not help you at all, sadly.
All right.
Oh,
He said the word.
The next
seeing
person
how
to
he's
make
not-
that joke is getting imploded.
Seeing how one is kind of suffering and seeming like he's very hot, I'm going to have Mallow try to kind of angle himself so he gives a bit of shade.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Coiled up in your shadow, Ilric, Shala is just kind of sitting as well, as if using your shadow and Mallow's shadow is helping keep her cool.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So
Also, hey, DM. So, what's the time of day again?
It would currently be about 10 in the morning, maybe 10:30ish.
Okay. How is it looking outside? It's like bright
as in the
sunny,
weather.
right?
Yeah, bright and sunny still in the morning. Not early morning anymore, but morning.
And then also, Mr. DM, could you just let me know if this yay or nay?
You sent me something.
Yes.
This is the lovely part about DMs.
Just like making sure that this is how it's working.
Yes, that is how it works.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Good to keep in mind.
So,
Well, shouldn't we check out that shelter, whatever there?
I'm good.
it's a mausoleum. Mausoleum or a mortuary
Mhm.
house.
Yeah, so I think it would be prudent to look in there.
I
Get out of this. blizzard.
I don't detect any magic.
It
Nope.
does not look like these were eaten, if you will.
DM, does you ever get any result from the survival check or no?
What did you roll?
That was
The survival. Your survival, you were doing another thing to check if the bones were eaten by some sort of animal.
yeah. What kind of do they look more humanoid or more beast?
Oh, the teeth marks or the bones themselves?
The teeth marks.
Okay. The teeth marks definitely look to be smaller than... It's either a small beast, something with sharp teeth. Like, for you, your mental description of, like, what would have teeth like this, but also be small enough that it looks like those teeth could fit in a human mouth, some sort of beast or bestial humanoid. Your first thought is, like, looking over at Judas, because he's like, do you have sharp teeth? Because if so, this would fit. Like, these are the correct size. But, I don't know. Judas, do you have sharp teeth? Technically, your kind could have done this. They're definitely the right size to be a kobold.
Yeah, most probably, honestly.
I'm investigating myself. I was here last.
Aren't Titans kind of...
I don't know. I actually don't know what their teeth look like. I have no idea.
I assumed they were somewhat shark-like because they are an aquatic species. So you're gonna have some semi-sharp teeth. Not like razor-sharp teeth, but you're gonna have somewhat sharp teeth.
It,
Okay. I think very well might have been me, but I don't remember it.
it doesn't look like anything a human would do. It's something with sharp teeth. It's not big either. Definitely eats meat.
If that is the case, it would need... If it is something small, I imagine it was multiple things that were small. As if they're, say, the size of a say, the size of a dog. They are not going to be able to move to take the bodies out of these.
Unless they're left out here.
Who would remove the bodies and then just leave them?
Probably
I
just
don't
to
know.
keep them. They likely would not be wanting to take them with them. Some animals.
Let's investigate the mausoleum.
Indeed.
Okay.
While this is happening, I'm having Malo mutter a prayer to help.
Okay. Go ahead and think about what that prayer is. As Thorin, you get closer and closer to this mausoleum, you're like breathing in through your mouth and nose because this has been kind of a fucking hike. And as you do, you breathe in deep through your nose and you catch a whiff of something that you would describe as sickly sweet perfume or cologne. It's like relatively strong, as if somebody had put on way too much cologne. As you get to the doorway, a woman in pretty heavy peasant's garbs, basically like 2 sets of robes and a long-sleeve shirt and a head wrap, steps out. She looks a little surprised to see you and waves an arm as you're like 15 feet away. Can I help you?
Well, hello. I was not expecting guests.
This is my house, or, well, my graveyard. What do you mean you weren't expecting guests?
Oh,
What my fine fellow here means.
I have for my intention. We were just sent to investigate some upturned graves in this region.
We just having a bit of difficulty. I'm taking care of it. It's Ela, by the way, Welt, and she nods at you and folds down her hands, and you can see that on top of the long dress that goes down to the ground, she's holding a spade, which looks to have some dirt on it, as if she's just been like digging in the garden or something.
But pleasure. I'm Thorin. I'm a dwarf.
I can see that, darling. So, tell me, Thorin, who exactly sent you to go look after the graves? I'm the primary tender is all, and I'm not sure why. I know it's not pretty right now, but give me a couple of days.
Well, could you explain to us why all these graves are upturned?
Yeah, of course. There's a big storm came through and knocked off some of the tops, and others got scavenged by some animals. I don't live local to the area. I'm a little bit further out. And she gestures nebulously towards like the north side of the mountain and says, "So yeah, I'm doing my best to fix things up in here, but I can't really move all of the bones in one day."
Hey, DM.
Due respect, man. Storms don't typically move stone.
She shrugs, says, "The big storm."
Hey, DM.
Yes,
May I do an insight check
you may.
on what she's saying?
You may.
Okay. I'm rolling. Yeah, insight. Does a 22 give me anything?
Yeah, that's a lie. She's pretty obviously making shit up, though.
Yeah, Salem just
her saying. Hold up. Her saying that it's a storm that knocked over the graves. That's definitely a lie. Her saying that she lives around here, probably only a partial lie. What really gives it away is the fact that she gestures just generally in the north, and you know for a fact that nobody lives in that direction. The only big habitation is either inside of the city or green foam, and green foam is basically to your direct east.
Well, I don't mean disrespect, man, but even big storms don't move stone. Certainly not big stone slabs on top of graves. So surely, and I don't mean to be accusatory, you must have seen someone turning up these graves.
Well, I can guarantee you there's nothing untoward about some turned up graves. It can all be put right. I mean, none of these people you even know. You know, graves are hundreds of years old.
Well, what does that matter?
Well, I don't know. Why are you so curious about it?
Hey, Thorin.
Because that is our assignment.
That was an inter-party communication. I will allow it to stand. Try again, Raptor. Or try again, Sparty.
Thorin, do you mind if I take a moment to give my shot at this?
Very well.
Ma'am, are you aware that I can tell that you're obviously lying? I would like the truth now.
Thorin kind of seems kind of shocked, but is a little guarded at this.
Look, I would rather not be sitting out here in the blazing sun for any more time than I need to be. So, how about we just tell the truth? Because we know that no storm would have moved those slabs over there, and I know that you're generalizing from where you are. You mind telling us more? Mind maybe opening up a bit? It could help our investigation to find out what's going on here. And being resistant just makes this all much more difficult.
Persuasion.
Ten.
Are you able to say something to give him advantage, Thorin?
I have
Able to say something to give him advantage?
Yes, none of you are currently in this conversation other than Thorin and Salem, so unless it's like a guidance or something.
I literally have. I have it.
What do you have?
I have guidance.
Oh, go ahead, give yourself guidance, and if you have a way to give him advantage with your words, please go ahead and try it, Thorin.
Oh, it just... And of course, I mean, no disrespect, but it just doesn't add up. Stones aren't moved by big storms, even hurricanes, and, well, as far as I know, not many people live to that direction. I am, of course, we're not accusing you, just seeking further explanation.
Okay. Two things. One, is there any chance you can fix your connection because you are like stuttering?
I turned my sensitivity down because
Turn the volume, maybe.
Yeah, the issue is you're going like, I think this, and I said that.
Okay. I'll turn my volume down, turn my sensitivity up. Okay.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So that's a 4 and that's a 2, so a 19. So I'll count a 19. That's fine. I will give it to you. In future minor character thing, it's preferable to not say, "Hey, can I do this check, DM?" We can say that in a better way without asking for the skill involved. No offense.
Oh, no. Yeah, alright. Sorry.
So before your eyes, you watch as Ila Welt kind of looks between the two of you, sees that the story is not adding up, raises her hands, puts down the spade, and says, Fine, we don't have to do it this way. The illusion around this creature breaks, and you can see a tall, gangly, pale beast. It is still recognizably female in form, but several things have dramatically changed. One, the skin is disgustingly pale, to the point where it looks like paper. The face of this creature has changed completely. It's gained a pair of donkey's ears, as well as a long, ragged mop of black hair. Still wrapped up in the human clothing that it used to be, but noticeably the skirt is a tiny bit shorter, and you can see a pair of donkey's hooves poking out from underneath. Ila Welt kind of settles herself a little bit, and this large, foul-looking, and now slightly more foul-smelling creature, it still smells a lot like perfume, but underneath that, especially as you guys are standing around now, you're getting the smell of corpse a lot more dramatically. Raises her hand and says, Fine, I didn't want to do it this way, but we can talk more openly if that's what you're thinking. I owe you no ill will. I just live here. Who are you guys working for?
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
If you go
To Charles's blade.
Whoa. I owe you no hard... I'm not wanting to fight.
Could I do a check through religion to try to see what this might be?
No, actually.
Can I just put it? Fucking Judas puts his hand on the door, this dwarf's shoulder. Calm yourself. There's no need for violence during intelligent talk.
Yeah, not just yet.
If I may ask, what are you? And I fully plan on conversing intellectually with you. kind of barreling down at the dwarf.
Thorn kind of side eyes you a little bit, but hesitantly, lowers his blade.
Ayla Welt still works as a name. It's just a little bit of a different situation, you understand? I do live here. This is my house. And she points backward towards the mausoleum. Is actually my house. I do live here. You guys are here because of that crazy old drunken man who walked up here and saw the graveyard, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I let him get away because I was very sure that he was just going to die, because people have been marooned here before and just been left to starve to death. Most of these, she gestures to the graveyard, are very old, and nobody's cared for them. Nobody's taking. Nobody cares what I did with them, because everyone who did is probably dead. I've been living here for a long time. Who are you people with, and are you related to him?
Yes, we are related to him. I can assume you were eating the corpses or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Kind of rude to say, but yes.
You were eating them?
Yes.
I know. I don't care. They are dead and 100+ years old. But I can't imagine our new settlers on the island, because I don't know if you've noticed, but my tribe has noticed the dwarfs resettling.
I did not notice that. I assumed that's why you're here. I genuinely had absolutely no idea that new people had shown up. I thought that they just dropped off that guy to starve to death. It wouldn't be the first time somebody's done that. Occasionally we get people washing up.
Can I do well, what would it be, like, investigation on the last thing she said, she's being honest?
Insight.
So you can ask if you believe if they're telling the truth or not, and that counts as insight, and I can do that for you.
Oh.
Yes. So yeah. you can do that. She's gonna go on and say, okay, I kind of thought this might happen eventually. Usually we don't live alone. I do, but that's because I got here alone. I am not technically an undead creature. I'd just like to point that out. I know you do good adventure-y types, and she takes like a very good look at Mallow, like you're probably the biggest problem here. You good dewy adventure types just kill anything that's undead. I am not strictly an undead creature, just to be clear. And in addition to that, I had nothing to do with the original people who lived here, and I have nothing against dwarves in general. So we have no problem.
Racist, guys. I have a dwarf friend. I'm not racist.
Is that a 7 for insight? You can't tell if it's a lie or not.
Well,
Well, then what are you?
It's a little bit complicated. I'm referred to as a ghoul. Specifically, and she like makes a slightly proud face, I am a great ghoul. It's a little bit complicated. Have you ever heard of like genies? Like they poof and wishes and all that stuff?
Actually, would I have to do a check to know what a genie is, or do you think I know?
I think I could give you a history check with advantage, because genies are a common enough creature type.
Yeah. 13. Fuck me. Okay.
Fuck me to tears. So you've heard of genies in the same way that's like, oh, Aladdin, right?
Grant wishes.
Yeah, grant wishes. I am not the wish type in Grant of Genie. I am a different type, but I am primarily a genie. So here's the thing, and I had thought about this because I was considering that people might eventually show up.
So you eat the dead. You are technically an undead.
Like 49%.
Interesting.
And here's the thing. You're probably not going to have to worry about keeping around any graves. I mean, if you just tell people to send the bodies up here, I can dispose of them with no problems, and I will not cause any trouble.
So you won't hurt any living?
Nope, I do not eat living people, if I have the preference. I have a preference towards it. I don't eat live people, yes.
Okay, well... Well, I can't argue with that.
I have no personal ill will or bias towards you. I can put in a good word, willfully ignore you being undead and omit that. but I cannot promise any safety or anything. But as far as I can see, and from what I can tell from you, you seem not to be a problem, and
Look,
as long as you can keep your identity, I suppose, a secret, I don't see a problem with you staying here.
hey, look,
Although-
it's genuinely, it's as easy as this. And believe me, I've already been thinking about this. And she puts her hands up and casts Disguise Self on herself again. It's as simple as that. Everything changes, nobody has to know. I could just be the gravekeeper. I've got no problem. And then when people bring their dead up here, they bury them, I unbury them, I eat them, I bury the what's remainder of them, and then nobody's ever the wiser. Who re-digs up a dead person after all?
I have an idea.
Well, I suppose
Other than
I
me.
don't.
Other than me.
Oh, I suppose I don't. I don't have any qualms.
I have an
Although
idea.
I don't have any qualms either, but I would recommend keeping that a secret as well and avoid grave robbing, because I feel as if that would also get you in trouble, but
Oh.
I feel as if that may be overshined.
Absolutely no problem. I am much better off at night. It's very hard to see me at night.
Understandable. I would also hazard to say maybe stay away from any nobles.
And perhaps like
Because
some
people may have similar ideas to grave robbery, and you don't want to accidentally be found out because some noble's body went missing.
Again, that should be no issue. Usually, and they are dwarves, right? Down below, the people you said are moving in? My new neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
So if they're dwarves, most of the time, they bury their dead above ground, either in the big coffins, or they bury them, like, close to something important. This is like a pauper's graveyard. This way back in the day, none of these, and she, like, kicks one of the mausoleum walls, none of these even have names. It's just piles of bones when I got here.
I am not the best acquainted with dwarves. I have, in brief talks with them, I can tell that they're well fond of burial rituals and respect towards the dead. So I can't. Very unfortunate that dwarves moved in, I suppose. I can't imagine many other races being fond of undead eating their dead or burial respect and all.
Look, nobody is. But if you could just do me a solid, and not tell them what I am, just say that there's a gravekeeper up here who lives in the area and takes care of the graves, then we're cool and smooth. And hey, if you do that, I'll do you a favor.
Well, so long as you never target the living, I can look the other way.
Good. And here, you guys, I assume from who you are, you're here to, like, protect people, right? And try and help out around the island. Like, again, I'm not sure, is adventurer still a bad term? When I was on the continent, it was kind of an insult.
One could say that about myself.
Adventurer, but essentially,
Okay, so it's no longer a slur. That's good to know.
yeah.
So,
We're contractors.
yeah. So you types, you deal with, like, dangerous problems and such. Give me, like, 2 seconds, I can point you in the direction of one. Like,
Thank you kindly.
going to be a problem. They're asshole neighbors. I really don't like them.
That would be much appreciated, ma'am.
Good deal. And she claps her hands together, and you watch as a tiny little nimbus of static electricity comes from between her fingers as she walks back inside. She throws out to Thorin a little satchel that jingle jangles. And she points up the ridge, again, on the other side, but a little bit higher than where she is, so up on the actual side of the mountain. She says, over there, and you may want to tell your friends down below about this so you know you get paid, but over there's some very dangerous animal people. They're assholes, they're kind of magical, they're really not nice, at least not to me. So they're probably going to be an issue in future, just letting you know.
Animal people. What variety of animal people?
I don't know. I'm not schooled up. I mean, is he an animal person? Gesturing to Jonas. Is he an animal person? Gesturing to Ilric.
Oh, Ilric's been about like 50 feet back this whole time, by the way.
Yeah, but you're still visible.
Fair.
They are kind of both animal people.
Yeah, so something between that.
But between a
I don't
baby
know.
dragon thing and a fish person,
Well, like half one thing, half animal.
Not necessarily a creature.
what,
but
half-
good
half-
enough, I suppose.
Like
Half-
half person, half animal, basically.
well, half wood animal.
I don't know. Like, big, gray, like a deer.
Gray like a deer.
Interesting.
All right.
If I may, Madam Gravekeeper.
Nature check that. Oh, I gotta pull roll 20.
Let Mal go first.
If I may, Madam Gravekeeper, I can understand the concern. But if I were to give an idea, perhaps this might be something that the dwarves might be interested in. I will admit I have very limited experience with dwarves, but we could ask them to leave their dead at, say, the foot of the graveyard, and to not return for for a night and a day, and then from there it will be. From there, you can do what you need to do. And
Perfectly fine with that. Perfectly fine with that. Heck, if you want to have them stand here and do the whole ceremony, I can look on for hours and they'll be none the wiser.
Thank you.
So, should be absolutely no problem as long as they don't know.
Very well. As for the nature of these beastmen, if you will, they are, as you say, assholes. I imagine. Do you know how many of them there are, by chance?
I've only seen them in pairs, but I think there's more than that. It's a family, I think.
I see. Thank you.
Alright, if that's good with you, I'll just, and she pops back into the mausoleum. She looks up at the sun, clearly also not very pleased that it's out.
I cannot blame them for wanting to get out of the heat, but this leaves a question for us.
Thank you for your help, madam.
You're welcome, just stick by it, or I'll have to find a new house.
And I mean, and perhaps a word.
It is a two-way agreement, after all.
And perhaps a word for the nose blind. And I mean this as no disrespect, as I smell like fish. But perhaps laying about some strong scents may help sell you as more trustworthy, perhaps.
If you're referring to the perfume, I'm wearing about a gallon of it.
Yes, the perfume, but I mean more area aromatics as well, so it's not so just pungent, because the perfume alone, I know it may sound odd, but it smells a bit suspicious. If that makes any sense. And I mean this out of, goodwill, of course.
I would say I have to agree. It's something that
It is. It's not that it smells bad, although of course the smell of, no offense, death is prevalent. The overwhelming of just perfume is a bit off-putting in a suspicious way. That's why I specify more area aromatics, such as or starting up a larger garden, or perhaps some heavy smell potpourri, or whatever comes to mind for you. It is simply an idea.
You know, that is actually a pretty darn good idea. The perfume is a cultural thing. We all do it just to, get rid of other people, and even close by, it's a little hard sometimes with the amount of perfume you have to put on. Some people still realize it. I see what you mean. I'll go see if I can find some flowers that actually might work in the area.
Good luck on. I hope you have a green thumb.
It may even help with the memento mori of this place, if you will.
Sure, whatever. I'm not really sure what that means, but okay.
Memento mori?
Essentially the memory of a good life, if you will.
Okay, well, I'll be sure to at least try and plant some flowers. That shouldn't be too hard. All right. With that said, I apologize unless anybody else has quick questions.
I do have one question for the Gravekeeper before we go. How big were these pairs of beastmen, if you will?
About the size of a small horse.
Size of a small horse.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, I'd recommend you go inside and complain about that or get some info about it, because, well, dangerous spot and all. Plus, you want to get paid, right?
Yes.
There you go.
But
I will have to be paid, honestly.
All right. 1 hour, 27 minutes. I will take our first 5-minute break.
Alright.
Okay, I am back. Are we ready?
Oh, I did also.
We're ready.
Right, yes,
We're ready?
sir.
What encounter are we doing next? Sorry, what to-do list item are we completing next?
Oh, this is... So this thing that we got from here was the thing for the next session. All right, sweet.
And also an X gold, or was it a coin mix or a gold mix? It was a gold mix. So the way that the gold mix rewards work, I believe you just roll a d20 and that's how many coins you get.
what?
Yeah, she is loaded. Luckily, great ghouls do not give a shit about money.
Hell yeah.
Luke, I was gonna give you props. First encounter was or not encounter, but first creature we encountered was a Zakaran creature.
Yeah.
Are we doing that? Holy shit! Are we doing our rolls now?
Get richer.
That
Mr. DM, are we doing those rolls now?
Okay, sorry,
Yeah,
yes,
those roll
we
rolls?
are in character, and the person who got it and the person who rolled it would be the person who has it in character. So, Piper, roll me that d20 for the first gold reward of the game. It's a 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Yeah.
inside of the bag are 7 gold pieces. Congratulations. By the way, our 5-minute has ended. Let me not forget that as I'm doing this in post. So, as we come back down from the mountainside with our new burning piece of information that we have gained about Miss Ela Went, what would we like
everyone
to do
gets seven
next?
gold, or
It is
I
just
only-
a bag of 7 gold pieces. It is not distributed.
Okay, so I'm taking that.
Oh.
All right.
I would say that we should do something about that giant that was seen. Though I have a feeling that that might be somewhat related to our new associate, if you will, as she was quite tall.
She spoke of beastmen, though, or beastkin, not a giant, and to the DM. I don't know if I recall any giants in this land, do I? Would that be nature or history?
You can give me a history with advantage.
Oh,
What'd you get?
20. Flaccid.
20? Flaccid 20. Okay. So, with giants, yes, there is at least a couple of sightings of either giant creatures or giant-related kin on the island. You don't know any particularly, because giants are generally dangerous and people still tend to stay away from them, but you do know that they have been sighted at times. Mostly in ancient history, though. Like, this would have to be something that lives very far away from your village, but considering how big Mistmore, the island itself, is, it's not impossible for something like that to be outside of your tribal range, so to speak.
Alright. So,
Bro, we got the Nephilim.
so no direct history with giants, but very strong possibility that they're around and they did at one point exist. Past.
Almost a guarantee that they did exist at one point, because, there's legends about them, but it's also the same thing of, like, they could still be around, just not within your direct line of sight, essentially.
Okay.
Yep. Alright, so you guys are finding Mata Dent.
Yeah.
Alright.
Also,
Yes, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I was gonna explain that at the party.
Oh, go ahead, my apologies.
In past, of course, giants existed, and my tribe, of course, does not have full, absolute coverage of the island, so it's a strong possibility that there is at least one roaming around.
Ah, quite interesting. We'll have to look more into this.
Oh.
Shall we go then?
I second.
Giants on this island remains full of surprises.
Ghouls, giants.
Alright.
I can't imagine what's next.
So as you guys walk back inside past the guardhouse, and there are a couple of, like, on-duty guards at the guardhouse, but they look kind of bored and extremely lazy. The other ones are just kind of walking around the streets. They are equipped with pretty big, pretty small weapons, like short swords and such, but they're all bearing the clan cord icon, which looks like the snarling mouth of a hound or a dog. You get back to the billets, which is where you originally were. At this point, considering an hour in, an hour out, it's approximately about 11:30. You find yourself able to get the same description of a young stone dwarf in basically rough spun clothes. He's definitely young, like he's barely an adult, and you find him kind of bent over one of the long tables outside of the billets, eating a bowl of gruel and looking deeply dissatisfied and unhappy.
Is this the man we are...
From the description that you got on the note, yes. Sorry, there are descriptions of the people and where they live.
Hello there.
Hi, what's up?
What's his name? Well, what's his name on the paper?
Matt or Mata Dent.
Are you Mata Dent?
Yeah, what's up?
We've come to respond about Giant, but what troubles you?
Yeah, I had a feeling somebody's gonna come about that. Look, don't worry about it. Like, I'm sure I was just seeing something or whatever. I go when I walk a lot and I try and find a spot that's like comfy. And in the middle of my walking yesterday, when I was outside, I saw this, I thought it was a moving hill. It wasn't, and it was big and purple, and I kind of ran away from it because it was kind of close.
Is there anything, looking back, big and purple, does that ring any bells?
Are you asking me, or?
I'm asking DM.
You have to say DM first.
DM, does that ring any bells?
Important thing, make sure you differentiate between your in and out of character voice.
Thank you.
With the history check that you rolled, purple would be weird. Most of the giants that you would have heard of would have been ones that came on the water or had some ability to swim. Purple giant sounds like a legend, like, oh yes, the giant three-headed snake, or the turtle with wings. Like, a purple giant literally sounds like the big purple people eater. It sounds like a joke. And clearly he's had the piss taken out of him by somebody at work because he looks upset. Like, depressed upset.
Could I go through my... in my inventory, I have rations. Do you mind if I pass him one?
He takes it kind of wordlessly and says, thanks, man. Are you guys, like, going out now? Because, if you're going out to, like, try and get rid of that thing, I can come with you, but, like, I'm not fighting or anything. I just want to find a place to sit and eat in peace.
Understandable.
What good would you be coming with us?
A guide to the...
I like wandering around, on the island, exploring a little bit. It's very different from Waterdeep, city stuff. And this is...
yes.
It's just, it's fresh air is so much nicer than in here, because it's just fucking dark. I mean, he gestures out towards the hole in the ceiling, and the two major beacons of light, which one is at the temple and one is on the royal apartments. They're the equivalent of, like, indoor lighthouses. That's not really much, and they don't really turn it off at night either, so it gets to be a bit much being inside all this time,
Well,
Understand.
I asked what use would it be to us?
I can show you where I saw it last.
That would be useful.
Very well.
Cool. Thanks for the ration, by the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You see that what he was eating is the equivalent of, like, oatmeal with pieces of meat in it. It's not great. Looks a little bit gray, TBH.
I'm not going to dismiss what you saw, as we have legends before. My tribe has legends before of giants who walked here, but you specified it was purple.
Yeah, man. Big and purple. It had, like, horns, I think, or it was wearing some sort of hat, maybe. But it'd be like a really big hat.
Did it smell by chance?
I didn't get close enough to smell it. Why? What? Who smells a giant?
Well, figured you could smell them before you could see them.
Yeah.
You must have a strong nose, mister.
Well, without any further ado, unless anyone else in the group has questions, please show us where you last saw it.
I would like.
Yes, I'm curious about all this. Either way.
Sure, follow me. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of a walk, so yeah, just follow me. And he gets up, picks up the ration pack, which, by the way, D&D ration packs tend to be just like dried meat and dried fruit a lot of the time, because it's stuff that's going to stay shelf stable for more than a week or so. You guys, by the way, don't forget, you still have to do food and shelter while you're here, so we'll figure out what you're doing for that by the end of session. But remember, there is a food person. Somebody's job is food, somebody's job is map. And we'll get through all of that at the end of session. That'll be housekeeping that we don't record. So, you guys go out. I need somebody to make me a survival with advantage, because you have Mata here with you. And I need somebody to make a perception.
I can do that.
Wait, what time of day is it?
It is roughly 12:30 to 1 by the time that you get to the spot he says he remembers being.
It's not like in shade or anything. Okay.
No, it is high noon.
If we're willing to ignore Dale's roll, I can do survival with. You said survival with advantage, or
The survival has a 14 is fine. That's not going to fail. The next one I need is a perception. It is also with advantage because this creature is considered a large creature.
I can most certainly do that. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Or no, this is not a large creature. This is a giant creature. Excuse me.
Well, we have Aiden, so there we go.
All right. So that's a 9?
no? You said it was advantage. So it was
Advantage
18.
18. Okay. Sorry, my mic is in front of my rolls.
It's okay.
All right. As you come out, Mata sits down and finds himself a clearing. You guys look over the cliff, and you can see something that none of you have ever seen before. A massive, almost 35-foot tall, purplish creature. It is walking along the seaside, dragging its feet, kind of walking with its head, bouncing side to side. On the top of its head, you can see 4 massive, curved, conical horns, almost like ram's horns. It's got several protruding pieces of bone or rock sticking out of its body, and it occasionally kind of reaches down into the surf and starts pulling up a whole bunch of sand and, like, loosing through it with a finger. But clearly, he wasn't lying. There is a purple giant walking about on the coast.
Well, Mr.
Purple horn giant.
Well, Mr. Dent, at least we know you're not insane.
I never claimed he is, but
I mean, man speaking about giant purple people is an interesting thing to say the least.
York's just looking up at this thing slack-jawed.
The shocking thing is it's still like a mile or two distant from you, and it dwarfs anything you've ever seen in your life, including like the giant buildings in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
ADM, have I ever seen a creature or heard about a creature like that? Would that
Absolutely fucking not. This is the first time you've seen or heard tell of such a massive beast living on your island.
This is just conspiracy talk on first glance, but something purple has to be. This creature has to be magical or in nature beyond just.
In character? What?
Yeah, that is my character.
Oh, just sounded like your normal voice.
Sorry. Here,
Get your Judas on. It was heavier in your chest. You were a big man.
all right.
Mr. Deep Current.
It'll come from the soul now.
There you go.
This is just a first glance guess, but this doesn't seem like any normal giant, of course, or it has to have something to do with magic or the arcane. But that's just a guess based on nothing, judging a book, of course.
Hey, question, Mr. DM, question. Would Salem know anything? Like, from reading or anything?
You could do a history check, but you'd be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Because you are about the farthest thing from a classically educated individual as physically possible.
Yep, no, understandable. Alright.
Roll that disadvantage, my boy.
By the way, I would like to say, minor thing, you are on one of the more beautiful climbs around Mount Utgard. On the front, it's a lot of sheer cliffs that go down into the ocean. On the backside, there's this flat semi-plateau that has a bunch of deep forests. It has a freshwater river, and it has just a gorgeous flat plain. Like, this is one of the most picturesque spots on the island, so I'd like you to appreciate it. We'll get to it in a minute, but sorry, back to whatever you guys were doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say he probably... Salem is looking at this thing. Yep, doesn't really know what's going on with it, and is just a little dumbfounded how something so huge could exist. Not necessarily too visibly, but you can tell. You can tell he hasn't seen something like this.
Do we...
Thorn's just kind of sitting there, like, kind of waiting for someone to give a direction here. Like, what the fuck is this? What do we do?
Well, we found the giant. Now we just need to figure out what to do with it.
And not much, I believe. The five of us. Is it 5 or 6? 5.
There's 5.
5-ish.
Five of us.
I don't believe.
I mean, there's a little friend, Illyri's little friend, but
I don't believe there is much the 5 of us can do against him. I suppose it'd be best to just head back and confirm that he exists, and Mate here is anything but a fool.
Mm-hmm.
certainly.
Well,
You said this was.
Perhaps he might be peaceful?
I'd rather not test the luck.
I mean, we could stay and just see what he does. If he seems to be dangerous, then maybe we act, but honestly, I don't think I would be too keen to fight something like that right now.
So you guys stay for a couple of minutes to see what he's doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
As you watch this gigantic creature, it's trudging along the water line on the bay to the north of Utgard, and it's just kicking up sand and grabbing big handfuls of sand that's under the water, and like sifting through it with his finger, and then every couple of minutes, he goes and kicks a big hole in the sand on one side of the beach, and kind of kneels down in it, and at one point he puts his shoulder into it, and like tries to get comfortable, like somebody testing out a couch for the first time. But other than that, he's just kind of chilling. Every now and then you see him grab something out of the sand, and it looks like he puts it in his mouth, but it's kind of hard to tell what he's doing from like a mile and a half away, even though he is so big.
I say we get closer.
I want to
I want to
investigate
see
this
what-
so bad.
Do you think he is fishing for clams, perhaps?
Would something like that eat clams?
I mean,
Who eats a
or-
clam whole? With a shell and all?
Well, we are talking about a giant that is purple. So it's not like we're talking about something that is, let us be frank here, normal, by any stretch of the definition.
I suppose.
Well, still find it odd. That's a lot more shell than meat.
I
Perhaps
mean, if it
the
doesn't
giant
take that
need
much,
the calcium.
I mean, looking at its size.
What
it does
is
not-
what is calcium?
Is what the shell is of every hard shelled creature, whether it be the shell of snail or clam, oyster. It's what makes up the shell. It's I can't blame you.
Thorin looks at you befuddled, but doesn't really say anything. It just kind of is like, okay, calcium.
Well, I don't. I am not. I think that this creature would be too preoccupied to notice us getting close, and it's not like we're wearing bright clothing. Let us be frank.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
What colors are we primarily in? Sorry.
I probably stick out pretty poorly because I'm wearing a cyan blue like dyed like vest with like a bright like a white like shiny stripe down the center.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not.
Yeah, you're the most obvious. Apologies, Mallow. Go right ahead. I got you.
Oh, I am in I have a green tabard and a.
No, I meant that I meant that I interrupted you. I apologize. That is my fault. I need to stop. Go ahead.
It's okay. I did have one idea that could help. I have a bedroll. You can wrap yourself in that if you'd like. It's very gray.
Could work. I don't know though. If you really want,
I mean,
you wait till nighttime.
If
I don't know.
it is eating clams, as you say, it is clearly not a predatory creature.
Perhaps. Well, it's not too far of a stretch to say it just hasn't noticed the dwarves.
Well, why would it pick a clam then, if for not a stray deer or squirrel or
Because
what have you?
Good
I
point.
mean,
because deers can run
It's a
away.
it's a well, look at the size of that. I don't think running away
You'd be
would
surprised.
prove much value. It
Well-
seems a rather, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a creature that size would need to prey on clams if it didn't want to.
Well, it is easier, perhaps, for it compared to other things.
Well, either way, I say we could go up and investigate closer if we want. But staying a healthy distance from the giant is what I would consider a good prerogative. Even if it does talk, I do not wish to be the one to first talk to it. I say we just head back and report that it does exist, could be a big problem, and needs to be watched. And because that is the extent of what we should be doing as our job. I will not stop the party if we wish to step closer to investigate, but I hold a caution to getting too close. What is reasonable, of course.
Just a slight out of character from your DM here, and I promise I will stop doing this, but it is first session. As was mentioned really early, I believe by our lovely Thorin, there's technically nothing saying that you guys can't do different adventures separately. That is entirely okay by me. But again, I encourage you to do as you please. Split the party, totally okay. Not a problem. All right, sorry, I will shut up now. But you guys are doing good. Keep going.
Can y'all hear me okay through Pike's Plane?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Can you hear us good? Maybe I just need to speak.
I propose that we speak to him, albeit carefully. Keep our distance, but...
You propose to speak to the beast? I can't... I understand talking to the kind of looks over at... How close is Matt, DM? Like, to the conversation?
Matt at this point is like finishing up his lunch and he's no longer paying a lot of attention. You've noticed that he is just kind of hanging out there and not really napping, but clearly just walking around the clearing, chilling.
Well, I understand. While I was forward for peace talk, keeping it civil with the lady and civil conversation with her, I hold slightly different opinion about speaking with the giant.
Well, this giant must have remained here for a while and perhaps could hold knowledge of the depths within, particularly any magical artifacts, perhaps. I think the risk is lower than the potential reward.
I think you are mildly insane.
I agree.
Mildly insane.
I believe you are mildly insane if you are going to tell me with a straight face that the risk to reward with walking up to a horned purple giant, one that I have, show of hands as he turns to the rest of the group, who here has seen that thing before or heard of that specific kind of giant before? That is new to me.
Well,
and who else knows what giants are known for?
Could you tell us what giants are known for?
Eating?
People?
Well,
at least the most common kind.
As one that's been in the Underdark for quite some time, if you're going to run away from anything you haven't seen before, you best not even go in. But this creature has remained on the mountaintop clearly for some time and has not been any trouble to my fellow dwarven folk down below. So
I have an idea. If
much like the gravekeeper we saw before, this creature might be rather peaceful.
I will not stop you from speaking with the giant. But I will not be standing next to you when you do.
And as always, you can always run. That always remains an option.
Well, I hope you all have done well. I hope you all have gotten in your jogs on a weekly basis. But I would say that with a grave-keeping friend in mind, there might be some value in trying to later ask her about this, as this seems rather strange, and maybe it was here for a long time.
Strange at the very least. Obvious.
Alrighty,
Or-
is anyone approaching at a certain dist, or...
Are you going up to talk to the
Yeah, I'm gonna say Salem at the very, unless the rest of the party is going, and he's getting paid, he ain't going.
Okay, then that leaves just, I believe, our beloved Thorin, right?
Oh, I'm also going.
Okay,
Okay.
I will.
Thorin and Mallow, that's good. Alright,
Okay, I will. I'll walk within shouting distance.
give me a perception check, please.
All right.
Oof.
Oh.
3.
Hmm.
The creature does not look to have noticed you. It's kind of just sitting and minding its business.
I'll approach closer then.
Alright. It is facing out towards the water, and as you kind of step on a twig and you're by it, you watch as this massive head turns towards you, and you hear like a very low... There's a humming noise from it, and as it looks down at you, you notice a couple of things. This giant creature seems like a little bit listless, especially in its movements. It reminds you of somebody who's like very, very exhausted, kind of that drunken tiredness. And he has very deep bags underneath his eyes. Like, the deep pouches underneath his eyes are like a darker purple color, and they go down and they extend very far, again, like sleep deprivation. And around his head, in this group of 4 horns, you can see a whole bunch of vines and like pieces and lengths of vine or ropey looking vegetation that appear to have been like picked at or pulled at through the day. In addition to that, you can see a bunch of little pock marks on his body that look like mosquito bites. He turns around and looks at you and says, "Hello."
Hello.
Greetings. You peaceful creature?
I am Dan. I don't know what that means, but I'm not going to hurt anyone, I suppose. Are you? And you watch as this massive creature leans over from where it was sitting to put its chest down into the sand. Even sitting up with like its chin on its hands, it's still much bigger than you.
As I thought, you have a rather kind demeanor.
Thank you. What are you doing here?
We are explorers.
Oh, so you're new to the island?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's nice. I haven't had neighbors in so many years. Could you do me a favor?
What might that be, sir?
Well, you see, and he stands up to his massive 35-foot height, and he points out over the water towards the top end of the island, and he says, "Normally I wouldn't be so far from home, but I just can't get a good night's sleep back there, and, well, there was some damage that happened to my house, and I can't fix it while I feel all woozy. Every time I go to sleep, everything comes and bothers me back awake. If you could help me, and just for one night, I'd be very grateful."
Well, what bothered you in your house?
Well, these little bird creatures, they bite me, and these vines keep growing in my horns overnight, and I can't tear them off, and they keep coming back every time I sleep.
I see.
And where did you say your house was?
Well, I don't need to go back there, but it's on the northern side of the island. He points towards the northwest. If you'd like a visual representation of where this would be.
I would.
You guys are here, in reference, so you're close to the outlet of the freshwater river. This is the back part of the plateau. You are about here. He's saying his house is somewhere over here on the northwestern side of the island. Make sense?
Yes.
But perhaps would you would you be familiar with any... how do you say it? Beast people?
No, I don't think there's any near where I'm living. But then again, not much lives over there anymore.
Why is that?
Well, I used to have two of my friends who lived with me, but, well, I think they must have had an accident, 'cause they died, and, well, that was a long time ago.
Oh,
Were your
how long
friends-
ago? If you don't mind me asking, how long have you been here?
Well, I'm not sure what you people say. We say seasons. I am just about 120 seasons old. And my friends, they died on the same day about 25 seasons ago.
Interesting, so that's like 30 years, and his friends died about 6 years ago. So,
But, not...
you don't know exactly what happened to your friends.
I've no idea. I fell asleep, and I woke up thinking they'd be in the same house, and they were gone. It looked like they had just vanished, and later on I found some evidence of injuries further away, but I never found bodies. Shame, I hope they didn't leave. They could swim very well.
Well, something of your stature, I would have thought they'd leave more of a trail.
Well, you see, and he stands back up and pushes himself off the sand, and he takes a couple of steps. It's much easier to walk along the coast, but no footprints after the tide comes in. He takes a step on the very edge of the water, and you see it starts filling in. So if they had walked to the beach, well, they might have just gone off and nobody would have known. But that's less of a problem. I've searched the entire island since then, and I don't think they're here. But just in the short term, are you willing to help me out? I can make it worth your while.
I would be willing to
Oh.
help.
Well, I appreciate it. If you would come back here around nightfall, I will make my bivouac here on the beach.
Your what now?
Bivouac is an old-timey term for campsite.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
He is going to camp here overnight whilst I or we deal with the birds and the vines.
It would be much appreciated, though there do tend to be a lot of both, and I'd prefer not to get woken up to have to help you, you understand? The whole point is letting me sleep for a night so I can go back and repair my house to keep them out. Where are you coming from, by the way, if you're exploring? Are you parking a ship somewhere? And he, stands up and looks over the horizon.
We are from...
Well, I myself was part of the first Dwarven expedition crew to land on this island to explore it. I don't so much know about the others. I've been here for over a year.
Oh, I must have missed you. You're in the mountain, then? And he points towards Utgard.
I've been underground for most of it.
Ah, and that's where the rest of you are, or is it just the two of you?
There are more. There were ruins that were discovered near that mountain. There has been an expedition to go find out more about them. We are a part of it, and there are more people like us We have just been asked to look around and help out with the mountain with the community before we go into the mountain.
Ah, I see. Proper dwarves. Very good of them to come and to take the opportunity, but I think I can help you out a little more then. If you're willing to walk with me, I can show you something that I found a long time ago.
Why, show us the way.
Okay.
And Thorin kind of, I don't know if he can. Does he have a line of sight with the people of the group that held back?
Assumedly no, because you guys are on the beach and they were on a wooded plateau, like a mile away or more.
I have an idea. I'm going to have Mallow raise his chainmail a little bit, put two of his fingers into his mouth, and then whistle out to try to.
Okay. Give me a performance for whistling. Whistling is a skill, as I well know.
Yeah, I can't do it.
The only reason I can whistle is because I am buck-toothed as fuck. Alright. 14. Could somebody in the Remainer party who isn't going with Mata, who is at this point is going back to work, somebody in the Remainers give me a perception check?
I can do that.
One of us?
Yep. The DC is the opposite of what he rolled, so it's a 16.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's still nice and bright out.
That's a 19.
Okay. 19. Very solid. So, with a 19, you hear the sharp, piercing wheat of a whistle.
Okay. Yeah, Ulrich walks over to try and look at the outlook again, see what's happening.
The giant appears to have stood up and is standing over your friends. Your friends are looking back towards you and whistling.
It seems they need us. That's cool.
The giant hasn't eaten them, so
My
good.
speaking to the giant, my friend is calling the rest of our group. They were a bit nervous to introduce themselves, given your stature.
As they should be. Generally, most things are staying on their own on this island. Now, if you don't mind, they can follow along, and, well, I'm very hard to miss. And he stands up, and he walks, and he continues moving onward in heading towards the coastline, but also ever towards the mountain itself. After a few minutes, is everybody following?
Yeah.
Since the rest of the party is, yeah.
Okay.
Might as well stick with them.
There's nothing that says you have to, and Mata isn't following you guys. He's headed back underground.
Oh, he's headed back underground.
Yeah, of course.
You're not required to follow us.
Yeah, he took his lunch break. You can go back with Mata if you want. That's perfectly fine.
I'm trying to think what would be funny and what would be in character.
I'm interested in the
Over
giant.
character.
I think before you guys go, he'll ask Mata. So, anything else you need from us? Or have we completed the contract?
Mata shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know, man. I don't make the contract. You don't get paid by the hour or anything. I'm pretty sure you get paid by what you bring back.
Fine. He'll follow.
Yeah. All right, you guys head inside. You and Mata go back towards the underground.
No, he'll follow the party. I meant.
Okay. Any reason why?
That's all.
Well, is there a...
Again, you guys keep referring to party. You are not a party, technically. Nothing binds you together at all. Except that you guys came together to do your contract at the same time, and you have the same type of contract as the other four. That's it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Does he think he could get extra money off of this, or make a better profit? I think that's really the
Do you have anything else to bring back? Because again, the contract states you get paid a portion of the goods that you return. You're not given a stipend or anything, so the money that you get back for, say, tonight's accommodations and food comes out of your own pocket, unless you can get something out of a quest.
Yep.
Be able to find
Just trying to think. Is there something here to find that could give him money?
Yeah, I'll give you a minute to do that while the rest of them gang up. So, as the two of you come together, those of you who were in the away party, Eelric and Judas, you guys see your two friends following along with Dan.
It is good to see you two did not get eaten.
Yes.
I told you. I have a fairly good judge of character, so I like to think.
I will have to listen. I'll have to take your considerations more seriously. I apologize for calling you insane.
Apology accepted.
Sorry.
Although
The devoted and the insane are frequently miscategorized. It is normal.
Shala refuses to come within visual distance of the giant.
Yeah. In which case, I'll hang back with her.
Yeah, Eelric and Shala are like underneath a tree several hundred feet away from the rest of the group. Because Shala just refuses to get any closer to this thing. Shala, in Draconic to you, is making it known how much she dislikes giants.
Who is Shala?
His dog, obviously.
My dog.
His dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Oh, you have a dog.
Yeah. We love Shala.
Hey, DM.
Yes.
Is it okay if I just, instead of him going back with Mata, can he just stay up there and, like, kind of observe more from a distance?
Sure. It's, at this point, a distance of like 1.5 miles, and they're in the woods, but you can still easily see Dan's head. Like, he's tall enough and the horns are big enough that you can discern him from the trees. He's also purple, and there's basically nothing that stands out against black volcanic rock and green trees more than a purple giant. These should be the least stealthy creatures in all of D&D. It's a fucking purple giant.
Yeah, he's basically just staying, watching, and just like,
yeah.
You know, I don't think I could take any of I don't want to risk taking any of these other contracts alone. But also, I'm not going down there. That's a giant.
Give me a perception. Could you give me a perception check? Okay. And it is a lovely day, so there is no problem with you just stretching out on the grass next to this lovely, lightly rolling river or stream, and pretty much just enjoying yourself for a couple of minutes while the rest of the party does things.
Yeah, he'll attempt that.
Yes, please.
He'll find a nice shady area.
By the way, I realized I can do it on this. So the gull, I'll put a little G here. The gull's territory is there. Dan is leading you here.
Okay. All right, so you want that perception check?
Yes, please. This is the area that is the plateau.
I thought you said Dan was at the inlet and we're moving towards the northeastern or northwestern.
No, he lives here. He was here, and he's pointing you and walking you over to this direction, back towards the mountain.
I rolled bad.
Oh, I thought you said okay.
Yeah, I said that he lives here. This is like where Dan's territory is.
Okay.
I love Dan. Dan is adorable. Yes, go ahead. Dan, once he gets to the mountain, he starts taking his big-ass bony fingers and, like, gripping at sections of rock and starting to pull them aside from what looks like a big, tumble-down mass of stones.
Question. You said you've been here for 30 years, right?
120 seasons. If I remember correctly, 4 seasons in a year. 120 divided by 4. 40 years. And he nods like he's figured out something very complicated.
My apologies.
Something like that, anyway?
I wanted to ask because it seemed like the case that we have heard from others that many of the dwarven ruins here are hundreds of years old.
I'm sure that's true, but I can't get into the mountain unless I want to jump, and I don't want to jump. Very dangerous, and I can't get out.
Understandable.
But I did find this, which might be of interest to you little folk who can get in. And he pulls away the last giant boulder and uses his other hand to pull out like a rake of sand, and you can see a small, roughly 10 foot wide by 15 foot tall archway in the rock.
Thorn gets very excited at this and just runs very quickly into this archway.
It's cold and cool inside. It looks like a tunnel that snakes maybe 50 feet before it hits a kind of sharp turn. It looks very disused and incredibly dusty.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna... Well, how I mean, is it like really dark in here?
Yes, it is pitch black. You are surrounded by rock on all sides. This definitely looks like a bored-out tunnel to you, like an intentional tunnel.
Okay, I'm gonna continual flame on my shield.
Alright, that creates enough light for you to see by. Are you just going right down the tunnel?
Yep.
I'd like to note that Judas is following.
Okay. Dan says, as you guys get to the tunnel, he says, "Please be careful. I don't know where it goes, but it might be another way into somewhere. Or it might be stopped up, and I might be able to help with that too. But you just tell me." And he looks to the last one there, Mallow, and asks, "Are you going in too?"
Possibly. Would you like me to stay with you to see about where these birds are? Could you describe them to me?
Very small, and they poke you, and it leaves an itchy mark. And he puts down his arm next to you, and you can see like a dinner plate-sized mosquito bite.
Oh my.
Do you mind?
Yeah.
Looking at it from a medical background, do you think I could
Figure out what type of creature it is. If you want to do medicine to give yourself advantage on nature, that's fine.
All right.
That is something that I will allow a 2-part roll where you roll one and then you roll another.
Yeah.
The DCs will just be different.
ADM also,
It'll be a
just to
flat roll.
remind-
Sorry, go ahead.
I did roll my perception earlier. I'm assuming I just didn't see anything.
Yep, 8. That's nothing, sorry.
I got 13 and 12, and then
The second one?
for
For nature?
nature. Let's see.
It's a straight roll, because a 13 is not enough with medicine.
13
11.
and 11.
You've never seen this thing. Whatever these creatures are, they appear to be some sort of parasitic or pseudo-parasitic creature, especially given the fact that, like, they seem to bite a sleeping animal for its blood. That gives you the immediate idea of, oh, mosquito. So in your mind, you're like, big-ass mosquito. Got it.
Could I try something with one of my cantrips?
Sure. What is it?
Healing word.
That's not a cantrip.
Oh. Or spell.
Yeah, sure.
If you. I was gonna try and cast it on him to see. Does this do anything?
Yeah, he is a giant creature, so one healing word basically fixes one of the welts, kind of pushes it down a little bit, but he says, "Oh, that felt rather good. Thank you for that, little metal man."
Oh, I am not metal. He'd actually take off his helmet to reveal that he's a half elf, since it's just him and the giant, and says, "It's just armor."
Oh, I see. Very good for keeping one alive, but I imagined very hot on days like this. As you guys are having this conversation, is Yilrik and Shala doing anything? You've watched two people disappear into the fucking darkness.
Currently weighing the option of, alright, do I just approach and try and go to the cave, or just sit here and wait for them to leave and then go to the cave?
Do you think he could actually see that I took off my helmet?
He couldn't see your face, but he might see the back of your head for sure.
In which case, after I just showed the giant, because who's going to believe that I showed my face to a giant that is purple that other people didn't believe was real?
I couldn't tell you, but I would imagine that most people would think I'm real. It's quite hard to imagine me.
The person that told us about you got laughed at quite heavily.
That's not very nice of them. I'm sure I could leave something to let them know I'm here, but I think it might be dangerous. Little folk don't tend to like living near big folk, or so I've been told.
Yes, especially because they're scared. Something so big is, in a way, terrifying to them.
And I don't blame them for that. If there was something as big or bigger than me, I would be afraid of it as well. So I would prefer that you didn't tell them about me, but if there is something dangerous, maybe I could let you know.
Thank you. And I would ask that you keep what I showed you a secret.
Well, of course. I have a hard time telling little people apart because I'm not around you all that much.
To give some context, I am considered strange. Would be the most charitable word that I can think of.
All giants are considered strange. I can empathize. In the meantime, as this lovely heart-to-heart is going on, unless you had something else immediately pressing.
No.
I don't mean to rush you, it is a good scene.
Not too much that I could think of. Thorin, or
Yeah.
are you guys...
So Thorin and, I think it is just Thorin who ran on in, right? Or...
No, and me.
Okay, it was Thorin and, Judas. So, Judas, you come into this after Thorin. Thorin, you immediately know that this is organized, this is an intentional tunnel. And as you turn the corner, you can see not so much light as, like, the very barest expression of the gloom letting up a little. There's some form of light up ahead. It looks like another, like, short, maybe 40-degree turn that was cutting off whatever this light source was.
Okay.
Alright. So, as you go through, you continue on down the tunnel, and you get to a very end portion of it. Clearly it is the end because it starts to spread out and open up a little bit. Looks like it's maybe 20 feet wide at this end. You come to a large, extremely dusty, extremely dry, double wooden door banded with iron.
Double wooden door banded with iron.
You've walked roughly 150 feet.
Okay, so by banded with iron, you mean there are, like, iron bars over the doors, or...?
No, banded with iron means literally the surface is covered in slats of iron. But the core of the door is wood. And you can see it between the iron slats.
So
It's clearly designed to be pushed inward.
Okay, I'm gonna push the door inward then.
Yep. There is something extremely heavy against the back of it. It feels, and it also sounds, the grinding and the grunting sound on the back of it. Sounds like there's some sort of large pieces of rubble or masonry in the way. But as you push on it, you can just see the tiniest little give in the door. And between the slats of door and over several pieces of what look like broken masonry or wall, you can see the interior of the mountain. You can see the actual city off in the distance down below you. This looks to be some sort of side tunnel or side entrance to the old city of Utgard.
Whoa.
So, is Utgard, has that been, like, rediscovered?
Is Judas able to see this?
Yes, Judas is able to see it.
Cool. Is Utgard repopulated by the dwarves, or is that part we had unexplored yet?
So Utgard is the name of the mountain that the city that you guys are working for is in. So you remember that map that I showed you of the city? Like this one?
Yeah.
This is the mountain of Utgard. This is what's in the interior.
Oh.
I love you both. You guys are just made for each other. The passage that you guys are in right now is actually right here. That's what this little road goes to.
Okay, cool, I get it. So we've just discovered a cool little secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Literally through the mountain.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm going to make it a... What color would be a good color? I'm going to make it green. There you go. That's the secret tunnel.
The purple giant tunnel, so make it purple.
Yeah, you gotta make it purple.
Purple guy.
I'll make it purple. I'll make it purple.
Also,
Purple tunnel.
DM, I think after a while, if it's more than, like, 20 to 30 minutes, I think Salem may try and sneak his way down.
Oh, yeah. At this point, it's like...
It's been taking a while.
It's like 3 in the afternoon, because you guys have walked around for hours at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, I'm curious about what the fuck is going on down there. What are they doing? What are those?
Yep. So after a few, maybe a half hour or so of walking, you come about even where Shala and Yorick are standing under the trees trying to keep themselves in the shade.
Yeah. I will say he is maybe sneaking and trying to kind of keep hidden, at least from the giant.
All right. That's fine. It's not too hard.
Standing like a few feet away from the giant. Roughly.
Do I notice you coming up?
Average.
Give me a perception and a stealth check. perception and stealth?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah, because the reason I say you don't have to worry about it, Mallow, is number one, you're an interlocutor with this individual, so you won't have to worry about it until he has to worry about it. And B, he's doing stealth, so he's staying far enough away from you. How's your... Damn, your perception is a 1. Congrats.
We're taking a nap.
Let's see if the stealth is even better.
I'm not surprised.
I think the stealth is good.
Yeah, Shala's a distraction, admittedly, so that's kind of Shala's fault. But all right. So what are you doing as you sneak upon the party?
He's
Salem?
just watching, trying to see what he can find. Does he see that big hole?
Yeah, well, it's not a big hole. It is about a 15-foot cleft in the rock. Clearly looks like some sort of dwarven archway.
Am I able to force open the door?
You would need to make a strength check, and it's pretty tough. So if the two of you work together, you could try. But again, you might want to ask that in character, because basically, Judas, you walk around the corner and you see Thorin like sticking his face into the gap between the door, and just
Judas, help me get this dumb thing open.
Okay. Hey DM, do we both just do like a raw strength check?
One of you does one with advantage, so it's gonna be Thorin doing it with advantage.
Okay, we're
Oh my god, a 0 and a 9. That's a 0 and... Oof. You both push with all of your might on this big double door, but there's probably like 400 to 800 pounds of rubble on the backside. You like get that same little gap of air, but it literally just doesn't budge other than that. It's like poof, 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 and just nothing.
Alright. Well.
Hey DM, this is. Can you get like double advantage on something, or can you only?
There
get,
is
like,
no such thing as double advantage. There is only inspiration that can push you further than advantage.
Okay.
None of you have gotten inspiration yet.
Yeah.
God damn it!
What do we do now?
I don't have anything to wedge the door open.
Neither do I, but seems to just be another pathway into the rest of the city. Nothing too important, I suppose.
Surely you have something. I mean, you're a druid, aren't you?
How exactly did you gain that information?
Stereotype. I'm just straight up assuming just cause he's a fish.
Tribal tatted fishman, yeah.
Tribal tatted fishman, like this is like, you know, I see a hippie on the sidewalk, and you know, I'm assuming it's a liberal. You know, is that
you're on thin ice there, mister, and I'll allow it.
I don't believe I could druid cast the stones away, could I? DM, can I?
Are you asking if you can? No, don't ask me if you can use the spell. Just tell me if you want to use the spell.
Sure, yeah.
You can think of a better spell, Aiden.
Don't help. Hey, in character, you quiet. Let him do his thing.
Sorry.
It's exactly what we're trying to avoid. Let him do his thing.
The best I got.
All right. So you cast Druidcraft?
I do.
What does your Druidcraft look like?
I guess in this case, it would be. I don't know. I imagined it as like budgeting coral to like move things or like to work with me. But I guess I can't imagine like I don't know. Could I do like coral pushing like the stones out of the way because you said there was like rocks blocking the door?
Yeah. So what is your visual cue for using Druidcraft? Like I know it's just verbal and somatic. So what are you actually doing with your hands and your mouth when you cast it?
Open palm up towards like the roof with my hands slowly rising as I like just kind of like as I like do like a under my breath him. Exactly.
All right. So Jedi mind trick style. I like it. So as you the great power of the ocean flows through you, and you watch as a tiny patch of sea moss appears between the doors.
Amazing.
Well, at least I was right. You're a druid.
I wear it on my sleeve, I suppose.
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
I'm gonna short sell. Want to meet up with the rest of the group, or is there anything else you'd like to do down here? Well, can I Can I like do a hey DM? Can I like investigate to like see if there's any other pathways?
Remember,
Or is it just-
remember, you don't have to say "Can I?" Just say "Hey DM, I investigate," or you can say "My character would investigate." That'd be even better. Don't involve me at all. I'm not a real person. Just say what you do.
Well, Judas looks around, investigating the looking for any alternate pathways or anything of interest.
Lovely. And you got a 10?
Mm-hmm.
In terms of alternate pathways, unfortunately, this is a straight tunnel, but what you do find is that there's a little cutout to the side of the door that looks like it was some sort of guard room or like an old inner building, maybe something else that was like supposed to have like a wooden guardhouse around it or something like that. It looks really simple, but like there's some dry, dusty planks and 2x4s on the floor. But that's about it. That's all that you can find. It looks extremely old, like hundreds of year old wood. It's like crumbling into dust.
Well, I don't see any point in staying longer. Do you? Talking to you.
Where do you wander off to?
I suppose back up with the giant.
It's within visual range of the door for reference.
Oh, I'm within visual range of the door?
You all are, because you're all at the door, and this is just an alcove to the side of the door in the same room, basically.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if you want to rejoin the group.
But there's a second door?
No, there's the remnants of an old alcove that used to have some planks or 2x4s around it. You know, like when there's a guardhouse at the gate of like a national monument or a fort or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like a toll booth, basically. Yeah. It looks like it used to be that hundreds of years ago. Now it's just a little cutout in the rock and some very old 2x4s.
And I see this as well?
Yes, after he points it out to you, yeah.
Could I investigate this?
What are you...
Well, my character's gonna investigate this, I should say.
Okay.
Oh, hold on, wait, I can also...
And that's a 14.
I can also slap on guidance to you. Give you an extra d4.
Sure.
Oh, bet.
Go ahead.
That's a 17.
You find a couple more planks of wood, some very old nails. They look like they are made out of very rusty iron.
Wow.
Immaculate.
Riveting.
I mean, they're not quite rivets, but yeah.
Oh. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go back and rejoin the party, I suppose.
Alrighty. So, as the two of you walk out of Le Tunnel, what would we like to do?
Yeah.
We've got about 15 minutes more before I end session, by the way. You guys are doing great.
Oh, yeah. Also,
Well, Mr. Giant, though, wasn't much of anything.
Okay.
And
medium. Oh, shit, sorry. Sorry. I'll let you go with you.
No, I'm done.
Okay. Hey, DM, just before some of that stuff happens, can I give just, like, I know that Ilric isn't really paying attention, doesn't see me. Can I just, like, check him over, see if he has any, valuables?
Give me a perception, Ilric. What valuables does a level 3 kobold, keep on their person that would be visible to the eyes of a prying scumbag?
Well, I'll tell you, he has a longbow, which is more a medium-sized bow to anybody else, and 2 short swords. But other than that, that's really all that's visible. There's a pouch or 2 on his belt, which you can probably assume is either gold or some sort of component pouch, but that's about it.
Yeah. I'm
and his
assuming, my roll isn't really too great, or did I just kind of get that?
With the 10 perception, you would basically just see his armor and weapons and nothing else.
Okay. If you're not paying attention, he's just kind of gonna, like, how do I want to play this? Like, if I did tap you on the shoulder and be like, you may want to be a bit more perceptive. What are you guys doing?
What? What's Shala doing as this happens right now?
Shala is rolling on her belly in the grass and looking around for rats.
Alright, fair enough.
Are myself and Judas, are we exiting the tunnel at this
Yeah,
point?
you guys are out. Yeah, you guys are out. The rest of you, you're all together again. Congratulations. It is about like 3:30 in the afternoon. Nobody has eaten yet, just to be clear. So you didn't eat breakfast.
We wouldn't have seen this action, though.
No,
Correct.
you wouldn't have. But it is. I'm just noting that it is like 3:34 in the afternoon. Nobody's eaten anything. So Shala's hungry. The rest of you are definitely hungry. Just letting you know.
Yeah,
Rations.
I think it's a good time to eat.
I agree.
Just to double check, I had Mallow put back on his helmet before everyone.
Yes, of course. I assume you always have your helmet on. That's fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, did I ever see that when I was sneaking around?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He put it back on in the same scene. So.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious. So yeah, I still have no idea what you fully are.
Yep. So as we continue, are we eating something, grabbing through our rations?
I am going to have Mallow take out basically from his rations a little thing of dried apples.
Cool. All right. As you guys eat, Dan is going to chill out with y'all for a minute, and then he's going to stand up and say, "Well, if you come back around sundown to the place where I met you, I would very much appreciate your help. I don't know," and he looks around to the rest of you, "if you would all like to come, but I think it would be easier to get a night's rest knowing that everyone here was looking out for me." And he does like a big grin. It's got very, very dirty, square, blocky teeth.
I am still willing to do so, Dan.
Wonderful. And he starts galumphing off through the woods, going to make his bivouac.
So we're helping the giant.
I offered to help the giant. I understand if you do not wish to.
I don't know if I can do any of these other missions on my own, so I'll stay with you guys. If this is the sort of thing we're dealing with overland, I can only imagine what we're going to be dealing with in the Underdark.
Quick question: was Ulrich able to hear earlier what what Dan was talking to the others about on the beach with what his problems were? Or no,
Not at all. You have no idea what they're talking about helping the giant.
cool. I'll ask.
Sorry to interject, but there was a door in there that was barred. Would any of you have the means to get that open, perhaps?
You
need You need a door opened?
It's
Depends on the kind of door.
barred.
Like a lock?
No,
Much more like a stone slab door.
I can take a look at it. Maybe I can suss something out.
Oh, the both of us just couldn't move it. Perhaps someone else in the group would have better luck. That, at least I don't believe it to be of anything pressing.
I'd be willing to give it a try.
thank you.
I am curious about this door.
About what we were asked. We were going to help the giant with. What exactly did he say?
There's a bunch of vines and what I'm assuming to be big mosquitoes that have been disturbing his sleep. He is been unable to do so. He wishes for us to clear them out so that way he might repair his house and then finally get a good night's sleep.
And we're just going to help him?
Well, it seems like an easier option than anything else. And
He did say he did say it would make it worth our while.
Yeah, at the very least, I know I can help with the vines. Going up to the giant, I wave down his attention to kind of start a conversation. You told the rest of my group that you were having problems with vines.
Yes, if you look here, and he bends his head down, and you can see that there's just a massive rat's nest tangle of sharp, thorny vines wrapped around his horns.
I'd like to use Druid Cast to try and untangle and disperse the vines off his head, and I'd use my saber if I must to kind of like cut at it.
Okay. So, as you do Druidcraft, and you lift up your hand and you feel the connection with nature and you attempt to manipulate these things, some of the vines move, some of them move of their own accord, against your will. The ones that do move are clearly dead, and they suddenly rehydrate and start trying to push away from where they're moored. The other ones just seem to wiggle in place.
Like it's resisting my control, or like it's...
Like the Druidcraft isn't affecting it, but it doesn't like that the other vines are moving.
How long does Detect Magic last? Would I still have that?
No, it lasts 10 minutes, and that was 4 hours ago. So he leans down his head, but he sees you reaching up with a sword and says, "Whoa there, don't go swinging that around, please, not next to my face."
Oh, apologies. I'll be careful with it, I promise.
Yes, I can pull some of them off, but they just keep coming back every night, so I didn't really see the point.
They seem to be resistant to my Druidcraft, as if it's ineffective against them, which is odd, to say the least. I'd like to investigate it further.
Yeah, take a closer look. Absolutely.
Would it be magic? Would I be using it? Would I be like investigating it based on that? Like, would I use an Arcana checker? Or something?
No. This would be a nature check.
Okay. 15. Ooh, at 15, also guidance.
So 15.
Plus guidance, I got a 1d4. Okay, 17.
17. Very nice. All right. So, as you get closer and he kind of leans his head down to give you the best possible look that he can, you notice that some of these quote-unquote vines are not actually vines. Some of them are very small and thin, and they are whipping around and moving, and as you take a good look at them, you can see eyes. These are very small, green, snake-like creatures, but they are not snakes. You notice that a couple of them have leaves growing right out of their bodies. And another couple of long vines, or thicker-looking vines, appear to be eggs of some sort of also vine-related or grass-related serpent. It's like a soft egg casing.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm afraid you do not have plants or vines, or just simply vines upon your horns. They seem to be some sort of plant serpentine creature, like a vine snake that is infested your horns.
Oh, I didn't realize. Is there any way of getting rid of them? Other than just, and he reaches up an arm and grabs a hank of these, like, vines and starts yanking at them.
Knee-jerk, I can perhaps rushing into the waters and just scrubbing them down, perhaps grabbing a handful of sand and rubbing them against your head and horns while just washing it in the ocean would probably do a good job of removing it, if I could guess. If you'd be comfortable, I could try with my saber, although I doubt that that would be easy.
Well, I will say I don't want you using that sword around my face, little man, but
understandably,
I can jump in the water and see if that makes a difference. But like I said, these vines showed up every night. I remember I did clear out an entire group of them and left my head completely bare, and they just came back.
I noticed that it's laying like green eggs on your horns. So perhaps you are not removing all, or maybe you're removing the vines and the snakes, but leaving the eggs, perhaps.
Well, then I don't know if clearing it is going to work. Also, I'd like to remind you, hey, what lays eggs?
Reptiles.
So if he cleared off
non-mammals,
if he cleared off everything on his head and they came back the next night, what does that imply to you?
that it's likely a parasite.
Oh, Jesus Christ, no. Okay.
or perhaps a...
You know what? I'm not going to do anything. All right, so don't worry about it. He says, I need to stop myself because that is my natural DM bullshit coming through again. I apologize. He says, well, I'll give it a shot, and we'll see if you can do anything better if nothing happens tonight, and maybe it'll be fixable afterward. And he goes into the water, pushes himself down underneath the waves, and takes a good few minutes scrubbing the absolute hell out of his scalp. He doesn't have any hair, so it's not too hard, but like reaching behind his giant horns and managing to clean those out is a lot more difficult for him. He doesn't have a ton of flexibility with those shoulders. But after he comes out, there are very few actual vines left on him, and he leans down and kind of shakes his head a little bit and says, do you see anything left?
Are there any eggs or anything left over? Any?
That would be a perception check. Thank you for not asking for one.
All right. 18.
It looks like only a couple of vine snakes or baby vines exist. You watch in the water as like a few dozen of these tiny little snake creatures start to crawl out of the surf and head towards the woods. They are like babies. They're about the size of like a large garter snake.
Oh.
They really do look like a vine. Like they just look like a grapevine, but they're moving.
Could I do one thing?
Go ahead.
I want to catch one.
Sure. Give me... Are you trying to, like, kill it, catch it, or just grab it?
Basically, grab it.
Okay. Dexterity check, please.
Alright.
Because you're having to run around and grabby a small snake.
Here, I can guidance you.
12 or 18.
12 or 18?
Ooh.
I rolled 1d20 plus 1 for dex.
So you take the one on the left, unless you have an advantage, in which case it's the higher of the two, so that's a 12.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Roll 20 is weird, but it does that. So with a 12, you're not able to grab one immediately, but after the guidance, which is a bonus of what to your check? A bonus of 1? Yeah, 13 will do it. You're able to grab one of these very small snakes. Again, they're about 1.5 feet long. They wriggle in your grasp. It kind of tries to bite at you, but it's pretty easy to keep its head away, because again, it is like an infant snake. Very, very small and juvenile.
Well, last things, is someone gonna help me open this door?
I have an idea. Medically speaking, could I determine if there's a link between the big mosquito and this thing?
That would be nature.
I don't. That'd be a flat one for me.
Well,
Could I use medicine to duel it? Or
No, because medicine, again, there's no injuries on his body related to these snakes, it seems.
Ah, okay.
Perhaps bring it to... No, that's meta.
That would be both metagaming and out of character. So, make your decisions quickly. We've only got about 5 minutes left, folks, before we say goodbye.
Alright.
I-
6.
Alright, you got a what? 6?
Yes.
Yeah, not good enough. Sorry.
Could I take a look at that at the vine stake? I might be able to discern it a bit closer. Can I? I'd also like to investigate the snake to see if there's a link, or if there could be a link, maybe.
Okay.
What does 18 get me?
There's no injuries on his person that indicates that it would have anything to do with these small mosquito-like welts. These do look like natural creatures. They definitely look like animals, for sure. They don't seem too intelligent, at least not right now, but they are still babies. And if they are getting laid on this creature while he's asleep, that probably means the parents are following him around. But with an 18, you can figure out why he's probably getting pegged as a good spot for them to lay their eggs. He's giant and relatively slow, and with the vines allowing them to attach the eggs directly to him, they basically keep their babies entirely safe from predation by using him as essentially a hatchery.
Interesting.
The only disadvantage to him is basically that it's an annoyance, and it's itchy.
Understandable.
Yep.
Huh.
So not quite a parasite, more just a relationship between two animals.
That would be,
Parasitic relationship.
I think this would be mostly parasitic, but if it's not
neutral, it's neutral parasitism. It is they're not taking anything from him, so it's neutral.
then it's
parasitism.
commensalism.
Yeah, commensalism. Fire, fucking.
Sorry, I'm taken by.
I'm just a humanities major here, man. I don't.
We got the biology expert here.
No, I ain't a biology expert. No, I'm just in a biology class, all right? You know.
Good for you. All right, thank you. Yeah, it's commensalism. You are absolutely right. I was forgetting the word.
It's all right.
Yeah. All right. So, what would you guys like to do for the last couple minutes before we end our recording here? We have time after this to do logistics stuff.
Is someone gonna help me open this damn door or not?
I'll help.
All right.
I'll see what I can do.
Okay, I will take a strength check with advantage from any one of you three, please.
Okay. 15 or 20.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
So a 20?
Guys,
Yep.
A 20 is good enough. So with a 20, you huff and you puff, all three of you, and you push against the door, and eventually you hear a grinding rumble as several large boulders and pieces of masonry fall out of the way, and you finally have full access to the interior. So you are able to walk through, and you can see that it opens up into the city proper with all of the rubble essentially around you from the old city of Utgard. But you have found another entrance in. There's a couple of crews of essentially trash clearers and ruin clearers around you, and some of them kind of look over and notice that you're coming out of the wall and are like, hey, man. And you can see this door on the backside was basically invisible. Like, it was almost impossible to see because of how much dust and age the door itself had. It blended in with the wall remarkably well, not to mention it was completely covered in rubble. It looks like the wall of a building fell on it.
Coming out the other side of the door, Thornton looks around and is a little bit dejected at the lack of interest, shall we say, on the other side.
Yeah. Question: what does Salem see right now?
Well, you see exactly what I just described. It's the interior of the city.
Ah, okay.
You essentially are just coming out on the other side where you guys came from inside. So it's the city of Utgard.
All right. Any interesting details?
Nope. You're just in the midst. You're in the midst of the ruins.
All right.
Yeah, like the most of the city is ruins. Only about 5% of it is habitable at the moment, and you are just very deep in the ruins, next to the walls, basically. All right.
Well then.
Is that all that we're doing before we finish off? We still have to figure out a place to sleep and a place to eat. Obviously, tonight we're sleeping on the beach with Dan, I assume. Or rather, not sleeping, because we have to defend him from all enemies, all foes. But do we have... we've eaten? Yeah, actually, we don't need to worry about sleep or eating, because we're sleeping outside.
Yeah,
All right, solid. If there's nothing else, then I will say thank you all very much. This has been a wonderful session one. You all did a great job. I'm very proud of you. No other questions for me as the DM before I finish the recording and get us to the more logistical side of things with our note takers and map makers?
Nope.
All righty.
Nope.
Thank you all very much. Remember to be quiet for a few seconds after I finish my outro so that we can actually have a real outro in the YouTube side of things. Thank you all very much for watching. It's a pleasure to get back to doing adventures full time, and I wish you all a lovely good night.